Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of our /Entitled Parents. In today's episode, Lesson learned. I'm never bringing my Switch to work ever again. Entitled stepdad who I went and see with almost 2 years ago shows up to my doorstep demanding me to let him in and see my daughter update. 25M, is this normal behavior from my mom? Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. Lesson learned. I'm never bringing my Switch to work ever again. So this happened to me today. I work in fast food. To give you a clearer picture, I went on my break and was playing Pokemon Shield. I'm saving Legends Arceus for when I'm at home and have more time. So I'm playing my game when I see a young boy, about 7 years old, watching me. I look up and see his mother watching us. She nods, so I assume she's giving me permission to talk to him. I asked if he's played before and he says no, so I let him play on it. I tell him I started playing when I was his age and give him pointers when he asks. So the alarm on my phone goes off for the end of my break and I ask for it back, which he does and thanks me for letting him play. I'm walking towards the staff room when I hear the call of a wild Karen, being me. Karen, ahem. I look back and see the boy's mother behind me. Me, yes, can I help you? Karen, yes, you can let my son keep playing your game. You're going to be working now so he can play it until we leave. We're paying customers after all. Me, sorry miss, but this is my property, so I'm putting it in my bag now. Karen, no. Give my son your game. Boy, Mom, stop, I don't want her game. It's hers. She had raised her voice now, so my manager had come over, and because I was late from coming off my break. Manager, is there a problem here? Karen, yes, she won't give my son her game to play with. She's going to be working now, so she should let him keep playing until we're done. She had this smug look on her face, like she thinks her logic is sound and my manager is just gonna agree with her. Manager, ma'am, it's her property, and if she says no, then that's her right. Karen, but I'm a paying customer, my son should be able to play. Manager, ma'am, if she said no, then that's the end of it. Now you can either sit down and finish your food or you can leave. Karen stomped off to her table and grabbed her things before storming out with her son following behind her. I feel really bad for him because he was really sweet as well. My manager asked if I needed 5 minutes, but I told him I was fine, put my Switch in my bag and went back to work. No one understands the meaning of paying customer at their respective locations. You paid the food, not the electronics. Karen did not realize it is a fast food restaurant, not a gaming studio. Edit, not to mention the most expensive thing in a burger shop or any fast food restaurant will not cross $50 unless it is a special dish. And Nintendo Switches are triple the cost and some maybe be more than that. I am not accurate, so correct me in case if I was wrong. You are right. And we meet again. Even if it was a gaming studio, it's her personal property. You're brave for even letting him touch your Switch in the first place. You got lucky that was a sweet kid, but there are lots of spoiled brats who throw things when they lose. I never would have given some stranger's kid my expensive game system. I can almost guarantee that EM would have never offered to replace it if it had been broken. Brave for bringing it to work in the first place. I don't trust a single coworker not to go through someone's things and steal it. I had my hand on one end as a precaution in case something like that happened and I could take it away from him. Honestly, never bring anything of value into the workplace. Too easy for the item, especially a piece of electronics, to get lost, stolen, or damaged. Not worth the pain. Entitled stepdad who I went and see with almost 2 years ago shows up to my doorstep demanding me to let him in and see my daughter update. So long story short, my stepdad, who sexually abused me and abused me in any way possible, showed up at my doorstep 8 days ago demanding I let him in and see my daughter. He was hitting and kicking on my door. I called the police. The police told him to leave and he refused to leave. He threatened an officer, telling him that he was gonna beat him. So the update is, after his arrests he has pending charges. I only know this because I looked it up online and I heard about it from mom's friends on Facebook. His pending charges are obstruction of justice, threatening an officer, I think it was called battery, trespassing, attempted breaking and entering. I have video evidence of this to back it up. I was also told by our family friend that his court date is in February. I'm not sure why it's pushed so far out. For context, our family friend was a family friend to us for many years. She's not friends with my mother anymore, but she tells me whenever my mother posts about him or me. My mother also posted my man shouldn't be facing these charges. He was just trying to see his granddaughter. But I'll make sure he takes the plea deal. So I found out the plea deal is offering 6 months to a year in jail or whatever facility he'd go to for those crimes. I'm unsure if he'd go to jail or prison for threatening an officer and attempted breaking and entering. I just hope he does go to jail. I don't want him to be able to bother me ever again. Piggyback on this absolute win and file for a restraining order. Definitely going to get one. I just want to get one before his court date because I'm unsure if I can get one on him if he gets incarcerated. And maybe get some security cameras. You need to get an order of protection / restraining order against him. Yours and daughter's safety comes first. He will definitely go to jail, and with video evidence and battery of an officer, he might not even get a plea deal. Now I was informed that he was most likely going to get offered one. That's what I fear, because from my knowledge he has a clean record. This should be a perfect incident to springboard the restraining order. I'd make that your next priority if you haven't already. I don't know if this was already addressed, but make sure you also put your mom on any lists at school / daycare so that they know not to allow her near your daughter. Her alignment with your abuser makes her very dangerous, also. 25M, is this normal behavior from my mom? So I'm 25M and currently living at home with my parents. I went on a run this morning, like an hour 30 minutes, and didn't tell my mom. My mom knows I usually go on runs everything other day. My mom called a couple of times during the run, but I didn't see because my phone was on silent. My mom also tracks me using an app on my phone, but I disabled it to save battery. I can't tell my mom where I'm going all the time and what I'm doing. I understand she might have been worried, but she has to at least trust me a little. Now she won't talk to me and also slammed the fitness tracker I gave her on her birthday in front of me, saying she didn't want it anymore. Like, is it normal behavior for a parent to act like this? Like I'm not 15 anymore, I'm 25. How do I deal with this? I usually tell them where I'm going, I just was in a hurry and forgot. Tell mom to grow up and act like an adult, not an 8-year-old child. No, this is absolutely not normal behavior. You're an adult, you can come and go as you please. It's her house. She may be crazy, but it is her house. If he doesn't like it, he should man up and move out. You forgot to point out that he is an adult still living with his parents. He could have his own place where he could have completely privacy, but chooses to whine about his mommy. She's a control freak who needs to get a grip. She needs therapy but will be unlikely to get it. I hope you can work towards moving out. This will affect your future relationships. No future partner is going to be thrilled with your mommy tracking you and freaking out. You're 25 years old and your mom tracks you on an app. Let's all just let that sink in for a moment. Just devil's advocate here, me and my family share our locations on Google Maps. We live in different countries but still share them. This isn't in itself a red flag. However, her behavior is pretty unreasonable. Mums do worry even at 25, but she shouldn't be as angry as she is based on the info given. My advice is talk to her. Tell her you understand why she might have been worried if she didn't know where you were, but that she also needs to step back a little bit for both your sakes. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.